The entire arena fell silent for a moment, and no one could believe what they were seeing. Just hours after the unforgettable viral interaction between Jungkook and legendary Mexican wrestler Místico, an emotional surprise suddenly changed everything. According to fans, inside the Mexican arena, Místico reportedly approached Jungkook once again backstage after the event, but this time his expression looked completely different. The dramatic wrestling energy was gone. The confidence he usually displayed in the arena had disappeared. Instead, Místico appeared emotional, serious, and deeply regretful. And when news of the apology reached fans said he could no longer hold back his emotions. Now fans around the world are asking one huge question. What exactly happened to Jungkook of BTS that night in Mexico? The story began when one of the most unexpected celebrity moments of the year took place. Jungkook attended a Lucha Libre wrestling event in Mexico alongside fellow BTS members Jimin, Jeon, and Suga. What was originally planned as a fun cultural activity suddenly turned into a global viral moment after Místico warmly embraced Jungkook in front of thousands of screaming fans. At first, the internet found the moment incredibly exciting. Fans replayed the hug scene endlessly. Memes flooded social media. Edits of Jungkook's shy reaction spread everywhere. And of course, Taehyung's cheerful reaction online also became part of the viral chaos. However, according to new fan reports circulating online, something unexpected reportedly happened shortly after the camera stopped rolling. Several audience members claimed that the overwhelming crowd energy surrounding Jungkook became extremely intense toward the end of the event. As fans rushed closer trying to film the BTS members leaving the arena, security teams reportedly struggled to control the situation. Videos shared online showed chaotic scenes near the exit area. Fans screamed Jungkook's name from every direction while phones surrounded him almost completely. Although Jungkook continued smiling politely, some fans noticed the atmosphere seemed far more tense compared to earlier that night. Then came the moment that changed the emotional tone of the entire story. According to various fan discussions, Místico reportedly noticed Jungkook appearing uncomfortable while being surrounded by the crowd. Fans claimed the wrestler immediately felt responsible because their public interaction had increased the attention inside the arena far beyond expectations. That was when reports began spreading that Místico personally approached Jungkook backstage to apologize if the situation had become too overwhelming. Nothing about the alleged apology sounded dramatic or staged. In fact, fans described it as sincere, respectful, and deeply human. As soon as the news reached the BTS fandom online, everything suddenly became emotional because fans were no longer talking about a celebrity interaction. They were talking about people genuinely caring for each other behind the scenes. That emotional shift hit ARMY especially hard after Taehyung once again became the center of attention. According to fans following Taehyung's reactions online that night, he reportedly appeared very emotional after hearing about Jungkook feeling overwhelmed during the crowd situation. The exact details remain unclear. Some fans believe Taehyung reacted to emotional fan edits. Others think he may have communicated directly with Jungkook afterward. But regardless of what truly happened behind the scenes, one thing became undeniable online. Fans immediately felt Taehyung's emotions, and suddenly the atmosphere across the internet completely changed. What began as a funny viral wrestling video evolved into a deeply emotional story about friendship, care, and the constant pressure global stars face in public spaces. One viral fan perfectly captured the mood. Taehyung is always laughing with Jungkook, but when Jungkook feels overwhelmed, Taehyung immediately becomes emotional. The comments spread rapidly because it reflected something fans had noticed for years about the relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook. Behind the jokes and memes, there has always been visible emotional support between them. That is why this story feels different. Fans began remembering older moments where Taehyung appeared protective of Jungkook during difficult situations. Concert clips resurfaced. Airport moments resurfaced. Emotional backstage scenes circulated once again. Suddenly, the Mexico Arena incident no longer felt isolated. It felt connected to a much larger emotional history between Taehyung and Jungkook of BTS. Meanwhile, discussions surrounding Místico also changed dramatically. Instead of being filled with criticism, many fans actually praised the wrestler after hearing about the alleged apology. People admired the fact that Místico reportedly cared enough to personally check on Jungkook after the incident instead of ignoring the situation completely. One fan wrote, "Místico realized Jungkook might have felt overwhelmed, and the apology he immediately gave showed great respect." Another said, "This is why the story became emotional. Everyone involved acted human, and that truly is the reason millions of people became emotionally invested in the story." Even though it involved huge celebrity names, the situation felt incredibly relatable. The crowded moment became too intense. Someone felt bad. Someone sincerely apologized. Another person became emotional hearing about it. At its core, it was simply human emotion unfolding under enormous public attention. However, the emotional intensity grew even stronger after alleged new backstage details emerged from fans near the arena's staff area. According to discussions circulating online, Jungkook reportedly immediately reassured Místico after the apology, warmly smiling and expressing gratitude for the unforgettable experience. If true, that response perfectly matches his personality. Extremely difficult situations. And perhaps that is exactly why Taehyung's reaction affected fans. Army has always described Jungkook as calm, kind-hearted, and emotionally considerate even in so deeply afterward. Because Taehyung knows Jungkook better than almost anyone, fans believe Taehyung likely understood immediately how emotionally exhausting such an intense crowd situation must have been while Jungkook kept trying to smile through it all. That possibility alone moved many fans emotionally. Overnight, TikTok edits suddenly shifted from funny arena clips to emotional cinematic videos. Montages showing Jungkook smiling amid chaotic crowds while emotional music played began flooding social media. Meanwhile, Taehyung's reactions became the emotional center of attention for many fans. Some creators portrayed Taehyung almost like someone helplessly watching from afar, wishing he could have been beside Jungkook during such an overwhelming moment. And those edits exploded online. Millions of views, millions of comments, and millions of emotional reactions appeared. Because whether fans admit it or not, people become emotionally attached when they see Taehyung and Jungkook caring for each other. That emotional connection has fueled viral moments between them for years. And somehow, this Mexico Arena incident may have become one of the most unexpectedly emotional moments yet. As more clips appeared online, fans began analyzing Jungkook's expressions throughout the night more closely than ever before. Some noticed moments where he appeared slightly overwhelmed by the constant attention. Others pointed out how often Jungkook kept smiling despite standing in the middle of chaos. Then fans noticed another heartbreaking detail. In several clips from the exit area, Jungkook reportedly continued waving and smiling warmly at nearby fans, even while security guards hurried him through the crowd. That small detail emotionally shattered Army once again because once more, Jungkook seemed more focused on comforting others than showing his own exhaustion. And fans instantly connected with that behavior. That may be exactly why Taehyung became emotional afterward. Because Taehyung has witnessed that side of Jungkook for years, the side where Jungkook quietly carries emotional pressure while still trying to protect everyone around him from worry. That realization changed everything. Internet conversations shifted overnight. Suddenly, fans were no longer just discussing wrestling. They were discussing the emotional burden of fame itself. How overwhelming global attention can become. How idols continuously try to remain calm under impossible pressure, and how friendships like Taehyung and Jungkook's become emotionally essential in environments like that. One viral comment read, "People think Taehyung cried because of drama, but maybe he cried because he knows Jungkook always hides how exhausted he truly is." That single comment triggered thousands of emotional replies because deep down, many fans felt it might be true. Taehyung and Jungkook of BTS have spent years together under global scrutiny. They have experienced unimaginable fame, pressure, and emotional intensity side by side. So when fans heard that Jungkook may have briefly felt overwhelmed amid the chaos inside the Mexico Arena, Taehyung's emotional reaction suddenly made perfect sense. Yet despite all the emotional discussion, fans also found beauty in how the story ultimately ended. Not with conflict, not with scandal, but with understanding. A wrestling legend sincerely apologized. Jungkook responded kindly. Taehyung reacted emotionally because he genuinely cared. And millions of fans around the world witnessed a reminder that even global superstars remain human beneath the spotlight. That humanity is exactly why this story continues dominating social media even now. Not because of controversy, but because emotional authenticity like this feels rare and unforgettable, especially in the entertainment world. Now, fans everywhere are waiting for one thing. Will Jungkook or Taehyung eventually speak openly about what truly happened that night in Mexico? Because if they do, ARMY already knows the emotional impact could become even bigger than the viral moment itself. And the entire world would probably be watching,